how we got to speak with you today is through Arlen Hamilton, somebody that's very close to us. We grew
Shout
up
out
with.
Arlen, yeah.
Shout out Arlen for sure. How did y'all come into contact?
South by Southwest a few years ago, right before the pandemic, we were on a panel together, and we just started talking, and I was impressed, and so, like everybody I'm impressed with, I gave her $5 million to invest.
Oh, man. That's impressive. 5 M's. That's an impressive.
Which says a lot about y'all right here.
All right. Funnel some of that through here. So how do you know, like, is it a gut feeling when you're investing in somebody to say, I think they can do it, or like? Yeah,
I mean, I can tell. I've done this so many times that different people have different qualities, the fight they've been through, but, and really, it's not just the fight, but it's how little they talk about the fight. I have a rule that the longer the backstory, the worse the investment. So there's a lot of people who've been through a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties, and they want to tell you about it, right? And that's all they want to talk about. Whereas with Arlen, I got a glimpse of her backstory, but she started talking about the company she's investing and why. Yeah. And she knew what she was doing, and more importantly, she was able to give me access to entrepreneurs that I couldn't get access to on my own, and that really was the clincher.
And as a billionaire,
that's a nice word to say, isn't it?
We haven't said it on this platform before. As a billionaire, when you walk into a room such as this, or just any business, what do you assess first?
Nothing. I don't walk in as a billionaire. I mean, my wallet doesn't define me. I just look to see if people are cool, everybody's chill, and it's just, a good spot to be in.
So you don't look to like walking and building this, buy it, like, okay, I'm gonna buy this.
I mean, if I need to. Yeah. No, I don't, man. I'm just chill like anybody else.
That's what's up. Now, I actually worked for the Mavericks as a beer tender at the bottom for a couple years, and I was at the game where where the pandemic kind of hit and we got shut down in the middle of the third quarter.
March 11th. March 11th.
I was there.
And I remember that game, yeah.
And I remember looking at the bartenders and we looked at each other like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, everybody was real, like, confused, scared. You know what I'm saying?
We all were.
Take us through that time period for you, because, for me, I work at every stadium, right? So I just never could envision a day where I couldn't get money at a sports venue.
Right.
So that kind of threw us off. Explain, like, for you what that was like.
I mean, I was sitting there, and everybody's seen that video, it seems like, right? Where my jaw just falls, right? Because our PR person came over and showed me his phone, and basically it was just like, season's postponed, canceled, right? Jeez. I mean, it was insane. And we were playing a game right there at the same time. And that game was so insane because we were beating the Nuggets, and it was... It was Boban's best game ever.
And he's like a crowd favorite, man.
Yeah,
they love him.
Everybody was going nuts. Boban was draining threes. He was dunking.
Crazy.
I mean, it was just the wildest thing ever. So on one hand, we're going wild because it's like, what's going on with this virus thing? Because we don't really understand. And on the other hand, we're trying to be supportive of Boban and watching him go off. And so it was a weird night. And then, once the word got out, doing interviews and trying to decide, just as the CEO, what I do next.
Right. And you actually stepped in and was actually providing, I forgot what you did for the employees.
I kept on paying them.
Yes, you kept paying them.
Yeah.
Was that a decision that you immediately said, I have to make this right by the families and by the people?
Yeah, because that's where being the billionaire pays off, right? Because I could, helping them and trying to take some of their stress away was going to be more rewarding to me than, whatever that amount of money was. And I don't even know how much it was. It's just...
You didn't get the receipt?
Yeah, I didn't get to check the receipts on that one. Exactly, yeah. But yeah, it was just the right thing to do. And usually when you do the right thing, it kind of makes you feel good, makes me feel good, and, it helps the people you're trying to help.
Yeah, it always seems like, man, you're always on the forefront of being, just next level creative, and you definitely seem like you're for the people. We see artists like Yella Beezy and some of the local artists do direct, deals with the Mavericks.
Yeah.
How do you go about picking who you work with locally?
Usually it's DJ Ivy, right? Used to be I got into it, like I'd be in a Jerome video and I've talked to Beezy. Right. But yeah, usually it's Ivy because, that's our drill, right? She knows the stuff. She's a lot more in tune with culture and music. I mean, believe it or not, I used to DJ, and I would know every song, I could mix, I could do a whole lot. This is like when it was like real turntables. But now, I just don't have the time to deal with all of you. I mean, I'd go through the Billboard chart, you name it all, I did. Yeah, so, but yeah, Ivy's got it down, and so I let her run that.
Now, we know that basketball, football, pretty much all sports are synonymous with hip hop, and you're no stranger to hip hop because you had like a little skirmish with Lil Wayne, kind of like.
Yeah.
What how was that weird? Like, tell us about that.
Meant
was
to be
weird?
mean, right? And so, like, I go back with Wayne. Back when we won in 2011, he partied with us, and then when I was in New Orleans for the All-Star game, partied with him and Drake and Bird and the whole crew. That was insane. And then I actually did something with him for Samsung and introduced him for this thing on NBC. And so we had a relationship. It wasn't like we didn't connect at all. And then we were playing Phoenix, I guess it was, and he was at the game.
Yes.
And said something, I forget exactly what it was, and gave me a hard time about it. And then, I'm a huge fan of Wayne's, and and then when we beat him, I had to pull out some of his verses.
Right, Twitter wars.
Yeah, front row is a shit show. And
oh, that's hard. That was hard. We were impressed.
So what you don't know, like people were like, oh no, he had someone find that out, right? And like there's videos online of me and Damon John just rapping to that song at Shark Tank.
Oh, man. Oh.
Right? I mean, I've got it on my playlist. That's one of my go-to workout songs, right? So so that was legit. And so, but then Beezy connected us, and what it ended up being, he wasn't so much pissed at me. It was just because I put a picture up and tweeted it, and it showed his son. And his son's mom didn't like the idea that he was in public, right? And being shown out there like that, which I understood, right? There's been times like if I'm out with my kids and someone's putting a picture I don't want it to be. So got on the phone with him and we were cool after that. But because I respected that. It was just like, it wasn't, me, and it was, okay, you put my kid out there and that's just not the right thing to do. So I understood that.
No hard feelings, Lil Wayne. So you mentioned, of course, the 2011 championship, and we got to get it here on the couch because we want to know your status. From buying the team from the 99 to 2000 season and being able to have the decision with LeBron go to Miami, just how sweet again was it for you to get that win with Dirk, with Kid, everybody? After getting cheated at the last one.
Right.
Yeah, after Dwayne Wade did what he. After
it wasn't Dwayne Wade, it was Bennett Salvador. Right?
Right. Let's be specific. How was that from an owner standpoint?
Sweet. Yeah, that was amazing. Because like what people don't realize, watching the game, most people are just watching the game, right?
Right.
Me, it's just all stress. Like if you're playing, then you're playing. You're in the middle. You're in the moment. But if be there, it was just like, particularly after what happened in 2006, I was like, oh, come on, this has got to happen. This has got to happen, right? And we kept on, we go down and then we make this comeback, win the game, right? Then we lose. Now it's, 3-2 and we have a chance to close out in Miami. And we get up and I'm like, oh God. And then we get to the end where we're up like 10 points with 30 seconds to go. And that's where I finally realized it.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
we got this, right?
Nah, for
and
real.
it was the best stress release ever, man. And there's a picture of me just screaming with Brennan Haywood. I mean, that was a moment for sure.
Oh, now, Mark, I got to ask you, man, as a Dallas Maverick fan, why didn't you bring the team back, man?
Because it was a lockout year. So,
Oh, okay.
So we were an older team as it was, right? And after 2011, it wasn't like the season was normal season, right? There was a lockout.
Right.
And so, and I thought the lockout was going to last all year. And then all of a sudden it was like December 1st or whatever, beginning of December, like, okay, we're going to start playing again December 25th. And I'm thinking, okay, we have an old team. These guys aren't in shape. They're not ready to go. And if you just slap it back together, and then you're giving them 3-4 year deals, then everybody in the team is going to be 40 years old. And so it was like, okay, it's a short season. So the pain of not bringing them back together wouldn't be as bad. And then, you know, we'd have cap room and hopefully we'd be able to put together a squad, but that was the part that didn't work out.
There you go.